So first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. It's massively humbling to have a situation where people come out and support you on this kind of level. Oh, you got the best seat in the house, buddy. And it's actually a feeling that I really hope that all of you can feel one day, because it's so outrageous. It's funny, actually. This tour has helped me realize something. I've actually thought for a very long time that I was driven by, being an immigrant, by not having stuff, by remembering, what it felt like to not have every toy you wanted when you wanted, to have to buy my own Sega Genesis, to all those feelings, to, never spending money and just splitting toilet paper and living in a small little house. So, I just always thought that was my driver, but in a weird way, this tour has helped me see that it's not what drives me. What actually drives me is this overwhelming sense of gratitude. I'm completely driven by gratitude. I'm just so thankful. I think that all of us, at some level, I don't even think, we all take things way, way, way too for granted. I'm thankful that I live in America instead of where I was born, where my DNA would have ended up putting me in jail or dead, or I'd be one of those crazy Russian billionaires. But and I'm thankful for having amazing parents who are both shockingly different, but equally important in what I've been able to succeed. And it's really interesting. I think what's really funny about my book, and I did it at the time, and I didn't really realize how important to the scheme of what I wanted to talk about it would become, but you'll notice that on the cover of the book, the word now is highlighted in green as well. And not passion, which, oh, by the way, is what so many people gravitate towards, is what so many people want to talk about, is what I end up answering on TV or blogs or newspapers. Passion is what people tend to talk about, mainly because I'm pretty over the top and I am massively passionate, and it's ridiculously, outrageously important to have it. But if you really want to call a spade, the reason the word now is highlighted is because if I wrote this book 3 years ago, it would be a full of shit book. I really believe. Oh God, sorry.
That had to happen.
It got pretty far.
Yeah, I was doing good. It was. The fact of the matter is this, guys. The consumer internet is 15 years old. I know a lot of you are here, so a lot of you have heard me say it hasn't had sex yet. I mean, it's 15 years old. It is completely and utterly, no doubt in my mind, the single most underrated thing in our society right now. This shift of media, which, by the way, controls everything we think. Everything your parents think, politically, sports-wise, life-wise, has been molded by a couple of voices through a television, through newspaper, through a magazine. 90%, 90% of your friends, when they talk about real issues like healthcare or the economy, are blurbing off a headline they read. They're not doing homework. They're totally headline reading. But they were headline reading through newspapers and television. The fact now that there are so many more voices, the fact now, see, a lot of people that don't really know what I'm talking about, don't know my stuff hardcore, when they want to yang me or they want to give me a different look at it or try to debate me, they always debate me on something that I never talk about. See, they always debate me because they'll always say, well, Gary, even sometimes on the side, they're like, not everybody's gonna win, right? And I don't preach that I think every person in this, little circle here of love that we got is gonna go out and build $1 million business. What I know is that 90% of you, 90, which is the far majority of you, are not gonna be patient enough. We're just not wired to be patient. Everybody wants it now. When people come up here like, oh, Gary, I'm really glad you're talking about the patience. I'm gonna give it some more time. My metrics on my site haven't been as strong as I'd hope. I'll always ask, well, how long have you been doing it? Rarely has anybody even been doing it for more than 2 years. It's always like, 6 months. Your grandparents didn't build a business in 6 months. you know, everybody's gotten crazy. They think that you could build a real business in a year. It takes a long, long time. Long. And so I know 90% don't have patience. I know the other 90% of that 10% won't work hard enough. Just won't. Because it's hard. Because it's real, real hard to wake up, you know, at 6 in the morning and go to sleep at 2. And it's real, real hard to cut out, you know, all the stuff we like to do. Whether it's watch Hulu or play Nintendo Wii or watch, you know,
Jets.
Well, the Jets are staying. Jets are staying. It's actually very interesting that we're in Atlanta. I'm trying to leave like some, you know, heebie-jeebies against the Falcons this week. I'm probably going to drive to the stadium and curse it.
They have plenty already.
It's been a tough year for you guys, especially off big expectations. But we'll talk football. You know, I very much think that people need to spend as much time with their family as possible. And I do think things like the Jets or a quick video game or this or that or Gossip Girl or whatever you want doesn't hurt because you need to, you know, defrag and start all over. But the fact of the matter is that the only real way to beat the competition is only 2 ways: to have more talent or to out-hustle them. And what I know by being a big sports fan is that talent doesn't always win. If talent always won, Ryan Leaf would have Super Bowl rings. If talent always won, you know, Yinky Dare would have won NBA championships. You know, if talent always wins, Sam Bowie, you know, would have been better than Michael Jordan. What I know is this, that there's a lot of people with a lot of talent out there that don't win because they don't put in the hard work. On the flip side, you can, listen, I can go start shooting hoops right now for the rest of my life. I'm not getting to the NBA. I'm not making the league. So what I want people to do is think about who they are. Don't lie to themselves. It's really like the American Idol rule now for me. It's like, you know, you watch that show and there's people that, I believe some of them. Some of them are clearly bullshit and they want to be on TV. But some of the few, like 4 or 5 a season, those people really think they can sing. And they just put themselves there mentally and become completely delusional. You're not gonna, this is not The Secret. You're not gonna read Crush It and say, I'm gonna be the greatest voice in coffee history, and it's just gonna happen. You have to have the talent. But what's interesting about social commentating and adding your 2 cents is it's not hitting a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. It's, you can put in the work to know just about everything. Now, most things are not interesting. You know, for me, I have no interest in putting in the work to learn what's going on in outer space, but there's plenty of NASA heads that eat that stuff up and love it. I think it's imperative to really ask yourselves where you're going. I am blown away by the lack of people asking themselves that question. That's the question. People are always worried about the details. The details are baloney. The details you can Google. You want to know how to set up a blog? Google that crap. You want to know what kind of video to use? Google that crap. You want to know how to get SEO or what stats package is best or what sites are doing well? You can Google that.